Hey y'all, Dustin is back. All right, so we're going to talk about the shift. You want to shift your body to become a fat burning machine. And how we're going to do that, now we've already implemented the Keto OS NAT. You're going to have that in the morning within the first couple hours of waking up, right? We're going to listen to our body. We're going to just eat more hungry, and we start looking at cutting back the carbs and sugars and carbs. Now, you probably are already become aware of where those hidden carbs and sugars are coming from. So what we're going to do through this phase is you're going to really start to dial back on those carbohydrates, right? You're going to start to be more intentional about avoiding them. And this is the secret. This is the key to help people make that shift, because it's not just about getting to your goals. It's also about how do you ultimately live your life once you're there. So this phase is really, really important, because this will be the phase that you'll ultimately end up living the most in. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your day. Write down your 3 or 4 favorite go-to meals. What does that look like? What do you love to do? What are those things that you always want to have and you kind of crave? Or when you're rushing around with work and kids and school, you're like, okay, I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to quick make that. What I want you to do is I want you to find ways. You can use Google, you can use your search engine, and find ways to make that meal that you love, to make it as low carb possible. Meaning that if you like to have, let's say steak and some vegetables and potatoes or rice, well, you just take the rice out and maybe add a little bit more vegetables. And so what you're going to do is just take the meals that you love and find a way, and Google and find a way to make a low carb burger. How do you make a low carb burger? Cut out the bun and then just have the patty, maybe have a side salad with it. You might have still some condiments on it, but you're not adding the fries and the bread. And these are simple ways to start to move your body towards a fat burning machine. Now, the more that you start to recognize and the more you start to focus on reducing those carbohydrates, that's all we're going to focus on, is just reducing these carbohydrates through this phase. Really important, if you're Googling the ketogenic diet, not to start increasing your fat intake. You may already be eating the right amount of fat. So let's not adjust that. The only thing I'm going to ask you to do through this phase is don't be afraid of fat. If you have vegetables, feel free to use a light oil, olive oil, coconut oil, some butter that comes from grass-fed cows. Whatever that is, add a little bit of fat to your vegetables. So we're going to start to transition that. How your day should look is you have a Keto OS NAT in the morning. Your first meal would be sometime between maybe 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You may have a snack in the afternoon if you're really feeling hungry. Most people after this phase, they don't even feel like they need the snack in the afternoon. If you do, you might have, let's say, an avocado, a hard-boiled egg, maybe a little bit of beef jerky or some salami or some aged cheese if you do well with dairy. And then the last one is you have your last meal of the day, which you're going to look at, how do I take what I love to do, make it lower carb, right? How do I take what I love to do, make it lower carb, and have your last meal. Don't have it after 8 p.m. so that your body can rest and become a fat burning machine through the night. So this is the phase. This is that transition phase that's going to help you make the shift to burn off that body fat. So you all stay tuned. We got one more video coming at you, and you're going to absolutely love it.